What's up, guys? It's your boy Anime Boom, and I am back for another video. Now, Demon Slayer, the final arc is coming up in the show. So, in the manga, I just want to talk about spoiler alert before we actually get into this, too. Spoiler alert. I'm not trying to spoil anything for anybody, so people in the comments will be like, you spoiled it. I'm giving you time to leave. Alright, I gave you time to go. If you didn't go, that's on you. But the final arc in Demon Slayer. You had a few fights in the final arc of Demon Slayer, and I just wanted to go through each of the fights and rank them. I wanted to give you my opinion, which ones are the worst and which are the best. And before we get into the video, we are not counting the smaller level fights. And what I mean by smaller level is the one upper rank demon. I don't even know how she's an upper rank, but it's the one with the guitar. She might not even be an upper rank demon. Maybe I'm tripping, but they made her upper rank demon after a few of them was dying, so they just gave her that position. And I think it was forced. But when she was fighting the guy with the snakes and the pink Hashira, that does not count. I'm not even adding that into it because that fight was like 2 seconds, and then it wasn't good at all. If you want to add that to the list, it's probably the worst one. It's the worst one, so let's just go into it. Let's start off with number 5. Okay, starting at number 5, we got Zenitsu's fight in the final arc of Demon Slayer. And some of y'all are probably thinking, what? What are you talking about? You tripping. But, man, the fan animation, let's start off with the beginning. So back in like 2020, there was a fan animation I saw. There was a cool fan animation of Zenitsu like cutting his guy's like head off and stuff, like in anime and stuff. He cut the demon's head off and it looked really cool. Like the animation was amazing. The moment is amazing. It's really cool. Zenitsu moment. I was like, yo, when are we getting this in anime? When are we getting this in an anime? It made me think, oh, Zenitsu got his own rival and this Hashira. Like, this is gonna be one of the best storylines in the show. It's like the evil Zenitsu versus the good Zenitsu. And we're gonna get this epic moment at the end of the fight where Zenitsu cuts the demon's head off. I was getting really excited all the way through the show. Then we got season 2 to see the moment, season 3 to see the moment. So I'm like, okay, so this must be at the end of the show. So when I started reading the manga, I got into it. So Zenitsu had this guy he trained with, and basically the guy turned evil, and they didn't do a good job building up to it. I'm sorry, they did not do a good job building up to it. It felt forced. I was like, so Zenitsu during the Hashira training mission, now he is serious about this guy, and this wasn't really a thing before. He didn't really talk about him like that, and now he cares about his master and stuff like that. He did care about his master, but like now he's like really serious. Now he can out of nowhere just control his breathing form. I'm like, he did not earn that. The whole season he was scared. The whole time he was scared. It's like you have to gradually like earn that form. I would have been hyped if he actually earned the form. I feel like it was rushed and they did not let Zenitsu reach his full potential, earning it too. So then we got the fight, and the guy this is another thing too. The guy he trained with when they were with their master and stuff, he just earned the upper rank demon spot. That what got me mad too. I'm like, so it took 600 years for y'all to actually lose one of the upper rank demons, and y'all just giving away spots now? That makes no sense. I thought that just made no sense, and then he ends up losing. I'm like, you're an upper rank demon now. An upper rank demon. He ain't a lower rank. He's an upper rank. And he still lost to Zenitsu. I just did not like that scene. Well, the scene is actually cool, but they did the backstory and everything behind it is not perfect. I don't like it. So that's my opinion. I think this is a easy number 5. I think all the other fights are better, way more better storylines. But yeah, they did Zenitsu dirty. It could have been way more epic if they would have built up to this storyline. If they would have had Zenitsu grow into this character and actually earn the misbreathing form, and then like, you know, feel bad about his master and stuff, stop being afraid. And I could see the potential in the guy he trained with. He seems kind of cool, like the concept of him. And Kukushibo's the one that got this guy into the demon, like the demon upper rank. I'm like, you got Kukushibo backing you up, one of the coldest characters in the show, and you still are like pouting and stuff. You're pouting and crying and complaining and stuff and just being one of those type of characters. I'm like, no, you suck. You are not like that. You're not one of the upper rank demons. I never took him seriously. I took the guy from season 2 that fought I forgot his name, but the dang man, I forget the village is called. But when when Tanjiro, Zenitsu, and Inosuke, they was dressing up like girls and stuff, and they was in that village. The villain, the upper rank, the sixth upper rank in that season was more threatening than this guy Zenitsu trains with. So that's my opinion. Let's go on to the next fight. Muzan, man, this one hurts. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty sure people are gonna be mad about where I placed this fight. Muzan, man, the build up to Muzan in this whole entire show, Demon Slayer, the manga, the anime, was perfect. I think Muzan's a great villain. I think he's a great villain, very mysterious, and he's cool. That's the cool thing about him. Like, he's a chill villain, and he's hiding in the backgrounds and stuff, and then he'll kill you if he wants to kill you. He don't be playing. He just hides in the background. He's real chill, and he got the Michael Jackson attire, one of the coldest attires in the show. I think Muzan is up there. He's one of my favorite villains. Really scary. But the final fight for Muzan didn't live up to the hype, man. I was thinking, yo, this guy probably has so many like demon powers and stuff. He probably got so many crazy abilities. And I was like, yo, this is gonna be the biggest, the greatest fight of all time. And when you got to the fight with Muzan, uh, it disappointed. It disappointed. Mainly the whole time Muzan was just waving his arms around. He could like turn his arms and stuff into knives, and he could make multiple arms, and like he could make them like whips and stuff. That's all he was basically doing in the manga. Maybe the anime will improve upon that, but it just didn't live up to the hype. There was no hand-to-hand combat really. It was just Muzan waving his arms around and he was fighting everybody. And I think people think this fight was better than all the other fights. Some people might put this at number one because Muzan's fighting everybody. Everybody's here. It feels grand in scale, but when you really look at what Muzan's doing, none of the fighting's just so basic. You thought he was going to do some epic cool like new moves. It was nothing cool about him. His upper ranked demons, they got cool newer moves that we never seen before. But Muzan, he didn't get anything new, anything creative. He just got a basic demon ability. I was very disappointed by the fight. And it's hard to make this final fight now seem epic. Like, it is a good fight. It's a good fight, but it ain't like it should have been way better. As the final boss, the final fight, and such a great build up to Muzan and him creating all these cool side characters like Kukushibo and Doma and stuff. Him creating all of that, you was thinking like, oh, so this guy's about to be the biggest one in the show. He's about to just go crazy. They should have had him probably be in his Michael Jackson form, and I prefer that look. Way it's scarier. It's scarier. He could have been in his kid form. That was scarier. He could have been in the form where he's dressed like a woman. That was a scarier look. Muzan got a bunch of crazy looks, but this generic monster form he has, it's cool, but it is a little like, oh, that's kind of basic. Muzan's looking kind of mid right now. The moves were mid. I can't think of any other moves he did. Maybe he turned his hand into a hammer. You hear how boring that sounds? He turned his hand into a heavy object and was slamming down on like one of the good guys or something. That sounds so normal. Give him poison. Give him something that's kind of cool. He might have had poison, but make the way he his people with poison creative. Like, do something with like how Doma was poisoning people. Do something different. But yeah, this is for sure on the number 4 spot. It's still better than Zenitsu. At least the Muzan arc wasn't rushed, and it felt like, okay, so Muzan's gonna be the final boss. It was built up to, and the ending is pretty epic. I just wanted more from Muzan. The moveset should have been a little bit better, and yeah, man, I want to see just him go ham. This was Muzan's moment to shine. We didn't see him fight any other time in the show. This was supposed to be his moment, and it didn't live up to the hype. So let's continue. Doma, man. Doma, this one, I'll say this about all the fights. I think they're all decent fights. Some of them are great and some of them are decent. It never was terrible. I don't think any of these fights are terrible. The Zenitsu one is the closest to terrible. It's just so rushed. But the Doma one is so amazing. It's good. It's great. It's great. It ain't even good. It's a great moment for Doma and stuff. And you got to think about it. I think this one is one of the most impressive because all these other characters, maybe the ones Zenitsu fought, all these other demon characters, they all had a little bit of build up before they showed up. They all had a little bit of build up. Kukushiba, I think the moment where they showed like his eyes and stuff, that was scary. It's like it was, you seen from his eyes and stuff, and him not talking to none of the other demons, and him staying in that room, and him having a sword. From all of that, you knew, okay, Kukushibo's that guy. He's scary. He's like the demon Hashira, basically. He's a demon swordsman, and that's what his thing was. Doma, he was scary from the upper rank demon meetup. He was scary in that scene, but we didn't see what he can do. We really didn't know what he can do, and he was so sadistic and like happy to be evil and stuff. It was like, yo, this guy, he's scary, but I don't know what he can do. When we got into the Doma fight, we had like 3 different fights with Doma, and you thought Kukushibo, you was looking forward to the Kukushibo fight and the Akaza fight and the Muzan fight, but Doma's fight ended up standing out. It was a really good moment. So Doma, you learn that Doma ended up killing the Butterfly Hashira's sister, and then he ended up killing the Butterfly Hashira. He killed her. That scene was crazy. And then you got the fight between the Butterfly girls, the Butterfly Hashira student, and Doma. That fight was cool too. And then you got Inosuke. He jumps in there and he's helping the student of the Hashira fight Doma. It's all amazing. Then you learn that Doma ended up killing Inosuke's mom. It's a lot of stuff that you learn about Doma, and it's just a great fight. Very scary. He's like the Orochimaru Demon Slayer. And he carried, man, like I said, I always want to see Hashira versus Doma. It's like evil versus good. Doma's probably more scarier than Muzan, and he don't even have the same power as Muzan. So it's really crazy that he just stands out. He's a great villain, very evil. I like his moves and stuff. He doesn't have to do crazy physical attacks like Kukushibo. He does the stuff with the poison. All of that is cool. And I was thinking, like, how are they gonna beat Doma? I kind of don't like the way he lost the Butterfly Hashira, like kind of killing him. But I mess with Doma though. I mess with Doma. I forget the student poisoned Doma, or did the Butterfly Hashira kill him inside of his body? I always forget, but Doma, great fight, great villain, very terrifying, and he stands out. Like, at least he wasn't built up to, but the fight, you got a long fight with him. So it's over the Zenitsu thing, and he had a bunch of different crazy moves, like with the poison and stuff, and he could create like fish and stuff from what I remember. And they gave him cooler moves than Muzan. Muzan did not get any cool moves at all. So yes, this is why I put him in this spot. And then I feel like the people ahead of him are better than Doma. The people ahead of Doma are better, and I think this is a perfect spot for him. Just because he ain't the top spot does not mean it was a bad fight. It's one of the highlights of the final arc. Doma did his thing. So let's continue to the next pick. Akaza. Now, this fight was a fun fight. I feel like this started off the arc, basically. I was shocked that they gave us Akaza and Tanjiro so early on in the arc, but we was ready for it. It was a great build up to the storyline. Akaza killed Rengoku, and Tanjiro wanted revenge, and I was just ready for the fight. One thing I wish this fight did do was kind of make Giyu more important. I feel like they kind of made him look kind of sorry. Giyu after this just didn't do anything for the rest of the arc. Very disappointing, but the fight was still amazing. Giyu and Tanjiro got destroyed. They were not going to be the upper rank demon. If you was top 4, top 3 upper rank, you're not getting killed. And yeah, Tanjiro just got destroyed. Giyu got destroyed, and Then you get one of the saddest backstories in Demon Slayer. I hate a lot of these backstories in Demon Slayer. I don't like when just they was giving every character in this final arc a backstory. Every single character got a backstory. And sometimes I just feel like, why can't somebody just be a normal person and just want to be a Hashira to save the world? Why did the guy with the big chain Hashira, why did he need a backstory? Why would they give two people the same backstory at the same time? Like, Inosuke being connected to Doma was kind of like, all of that is like, y'all are cluttering everything. And then you gave the Butterfly Hashira backstory with her student. All of it was just like, y'all are doing a lot in this show. But Akaza's backstory was just tragic. It's because, like somebody said, he didn't do anything wrong. He is not a villain at all. He got taken over by Muzan, and Muzan forced him to become a demon. And it was not his choice. He didn't remember anything that happened. And then he takes himself out. And it's just so tragic and messed up. It's like, whoa. That's just so messed up. He had to kill himself because he didn't want to be this person. He only cared about the girl and the girl's father, and then they ended up dying, and then Muzan takes over his body and stuff. This is just very sad. One of the saddest moments in Demon Slayer. Very tragic. And then he becomes evil and does all that crazy stuff. And they say he never killed a woman because it reminded him of his wife. It's just like, that's a messed up backstory. So yes, this fight was amazing. I love the hand-to-hand combat. That's Akaza's style. He used to throw hands. And Tanjiro and Giyu, man, they did their thing, man. This is one of Giyu's first, kind of fight scenes. Because we don't really see him a lot in the show. So it was cool seeing him for those few moments keep up with Akaza. So yeah, this is the second pick. This is better than the Doma fight. I love the backstory behind it. I love the action. I love the way the fight ends. It's a build-up storyline between Tanjiro and Akaza, and Akaza's moves and stuff are just really cool too. It's over Muzan, and yeah, that's how I feel about it. But let's get to the final pick of this video. Kukushibo has the number one spot for the video because he's a freaking demon Hashira. He's a demon swordsman, and the way he's introduced, he ends up cutting the Mist Hashira's arm off, and he ends up killing half of the cast. He ends up killing everybody. He keeps up with two Hashiras at the same time. The sword he has, I don't like that. Didn't the sword have eyes or something? I didn't like that, but he just started going crazy and stuff, and that transformation he had at the end, and I like his backstory too, with him and his brother, and his brother not caring about none of all that extra power and stuff. He only loves his brother, and it's sad that he didn't realize that. And the Kukushiba backstory, it's messed up, it's sad. It reminds me of Madara and Hashirama, and the fight that these characters had, it was pretty crazy. It was graphic. A lot of people died. Kukushibo was only there for a few chapters, but made a crazy impact. I just wish Tanjiro and him had a scene, man. It had to happen. Why did we never get the Tanjiro and Kukushibo scene? Well, I know why, because Kukushibo would have destroyed Tanjiro, but it still would have been cool to see him meet like his reincarnation of his brother. He would have seen the brightness in Tanjiro. It would have reminded him of his brother and stuff. I think that would have been a pretty epic scene. But cool fight. I don't like the backstory for the big Hashira's. I don't know why he has a backstory. It's no point of doing that. Why does he have a backstory? The Mist Hashira's brother, that scene of him dying and him meeting his brother in heaven and stuff, all of that was cool. Then they might have made a mistake killing the gun Demon Slayer core, the kid. He killed a kid. That he just went crazy, man. It's a lot of stuff that can be said about that Kukushibo fight. He had crazy moves, and Muzan didn't have any crazy moves. Kukushibo wasn't built up to, but when he came, he made an impact. And at least we seen him in the Hashira training arc. And you got the fight, man. It was just a crazy fight. But tell me how y'all feel about this. Rank them yourselves. Comment below. Did you like where I put each fight? And do you like my explanations for why I don't like each fight? But peace out, y'all. Anime Boom out. Peace.